Well, hello everyone, and thank you for coming to our webinar today. My name is Preston, and I will be your host for today's webinar. While we give attendees a bit more time to join, let me go over a few housekeeping items. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see several engagement tools that you can use. These tools are resizable and movable, so feel free to rearrange and optimize your screen space. You can also expand the presentation area or switch to full screen by clicking in the arrows in the top right corner. If you experience any audio or video issues, you can find some common resolutions to problems in the help widget at the bottom of your screen. Additionally, a copy of today's slide deck and other resources are available in the resource list, so feel free to check them out and download them. We absolutely want you to share this. Please note we are going to record this webinar, and we will send the recording to the email address with which you registered. Lastly, if you have any questions during the presentation, you can submit them through the Q&A widget. We'll do our best to answer them during the Q&A session, but if time runs out or we're unable to address your question, we'll follow up via email afterwards. So now, before we begin, I'd like to introduce myself and the rest of the speakers we have today. So I am Preston, as I said. I'm the Vice President of Solutions and Support at Jama Software. I've been with Jama coming up on 13 years. My background is really in specialized requirements management experience in both avionics, medical devices, and complex software. I'm really experienced at leading customers through a full life cycle of adopting new technology. And my current responsibilities at Jama are really managing any customer-facing technical resource. So that goes with our technical support agents, our consultants, as well as our solution leads. I'll introduce my two other colleagues, which I'm very happy to have here. Mario Maldari is the Director of Product Marketing and Solutions. He is an absolute veteran and master inventor with over 20 years of experience in the software development industry. Mario is experienced leading teams across all aspects of software development. He's led our technical pre-sales efforts for many years at Jama Software and has recently stepped up to serve as our Director of Product and Solution Marketing. He's really focused on helping put out the messaging and the products to market for our marketing teams. And then also have the pleasure of introducing Vincent Balgos. Vincent is our Director of Solutions for our medical device vertical industry. Prior to joining Jama Software, he's very experienced working in the medical device and IVD industry for over 17 years. He's had roles in system engineering, product development, as well as project management. And he's had a very successful history in launching new products to the global regulated market. And so he really brings to bear a lot of experience around product development, risk management for our medical device companies. So each of us today, what we are here to talk about is how to save precious engineering time. And each of us are going to cover a specific use case that we think will help your teams save a lot of time utilizing both Jama Connect as well as our Jama Connect Interchange product. And when you think about where is most of the time wasted in engineering teams, we typically find it's something that visually looks like this. It's siloed teams and tools across the system engineering V model. And we really find that these things are the number one cause of negative product outcomes. You know them, you're probably intimately familiar with them. It's lack of identification of defects, missed requirements, or lack of coordination. A lot of manual steps to connect things, like maybe requirements that live in one tool and your system testing that lives in a different tool. And a lot of this can be highly manual, which is really a tough thing when you have to satisfy some of the industry regulations that a lot of our customers work with. As we all know, kind of late detection of issues really leads to a huge cost in order to correct that with a project. You can kind of see in this bar graph here, I've got, on the left, the different phases going to the right of a typical product development. So you're starting in the requirements, definition and design, and moving all the way to acceptance testing. And typically the number of faults or problems are typically introduced very early in the requirements definition and design phase. But the problem is they aren't found until later in the project, like during integration or system testing. And even if you get to the acceptance testing level, you can see the exponential increase in cost to fix these expensive errors. This is not Jama's numbers. These numbers are from sources at Incosi and NIST. So what you can really take away from this is the less errors that we introduce early, or the faster or sooner that we identify those issues, the better off we're going to be and the more engineering time we are going to save. So how do we do this? Well, Jama Software, we are the #1 requirements management and live traceability product in the market. We really bring a lot of resources and technology to bear to help you manage your product development, whether that's complex and highly scaled types of products. We help you bring all the collaboration and reviews online, and we help you, #1, integrate the different state of the product across the many disparate tools that you might have in your engineering departments. And in specifically, that's going to allow you to then measure and improve your traceability. We work with a lot of the key industries that you see here at the bottom. And in particular, like Vincent, you work with the medical devices. I think your use case that you're going to cover is going to be very, built off of that medical device industry, but really a lot of the use cases we're going to cover today are applicable to all of these industries. We are the leader, and we'd like to be bold about it. We are the #1 according to G2 in terms of requirements management and traceability tools. So definitely encourage you to check out the different ratings and how we stack up against our competitors. The ultimate goal that we want to get you to is saving that time. So moving from that disparate siloed teams and tools to an actual integrated system of live traceability. We actually have benchmark data from all of our cloud customers where we can actually show a correlation between the customers that have a greater traceability score, meaning like all the expected relationships have been built out. We find that they have 1.8x faster time to defect detection, nearly 2.5 times lower test case failure rates, and then typically a 3.5x higher verification coverage. So it really behooves you and your engineering teams to think about how can we actually integrate, save ourselves time, and that's just going to create a higher quality product down the line. I'd be curious to pause right here. We have a poll. I'd be interested in asking, like, if you take a step back and you think about your R&D teams, all the different tools and teams that you have, what percentage would you say today in your organization is actually fully covered by live traceability? 100%, 50%, 0%. I'd be kind of interested in the scale on that. So we should see a poll pop up here, and I'll give you a couple of seconds to answer that. And we see some answers coming in. Thank you. Yeah, and as to be expected, it's not anywhere near 100%. Most of the companies that we work with are struggling with this. And so this is where we really want to help them out. And how do we do that? Well, our Jama Connect Interchange add-on to Jama Connect is a really powerful tool that we're going to walk you through today. And it's going to allow you to automate the connection between your data and process. So we're going to cover 3 use cases. I'm going to talk briefly first about Traceable Agile, and this is how we integrate systems and software teams using Jama Connect and a very popular tool that a lot of our software organizations use, which is Atlassian Jira. So I'll talk about that Traceable Agile use case. Then Vincent is going to cover the Scalable FMEA process. So how to utilize the power of the functions that are in Excel and bringing those functions to bear inside of Jama Connect so that you can do risk management and reliability management, but tied in with your requirements and testing. And then finally, we'll end on Mario covering Universal ReqIF Exchange. And this really enables you to co-develop with partners and suppliers across Jama Connect, but also maybe even different requirements management tools. So let's dive in.